All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Allan Nevala. I'm originally from Seattle, Washington. This bio right here is not actually about me, but I just put some dummy data here to kind of show you how the system will work. So it says, creative soul who loves exploring local coffee shops, indie concerts, and experimenting in the kitchen, always up for yoga, dance, and good conversation about music and food. That's totally not me, but I just put that there for fun. Interests, indie music, live music, concerts, vinyl records, photography, creative writing. And my location is this postal code down here. This is actually in San Francisco somewhere, but so I don't know exactly where that is within San Francisco. So the reason I show this to you is because, you know, I've been to hundreds of meetup events, actually. How many of you have been to hundreds of meetup events? Maybe dozens. Some of you doesn't. Yes. Okay, we got some people. The hardest part about going to a meetup is like, who should you talk to? You know, there might be 30 people in there and you only have a couple hours to figure out who you should actually talk to. Yeah, it's great to be nice to a lot of people and spend a lot of time talking to a lot of random people. But if you are new in town and you're just trying to find some new friends, who do you talk to? You might want to maybe ask the room, like, who here likes Star Trek? But then you might be seen as the weirdo. Oh, I like Star Trek, actually. Actually, who likes Star Trek here? All right, we got some Star Trek fans. I'm a Star Trek fan, so it would be kind of weird if I just asked the whole room who likes Star Trek. But what if meetup.com had a feature where you could actually know ahead of time what someone's interests are? That way, when you go to the event, you could just like beeline to them and meet them. Like, hey, I know you like Star Trek. Let's talk. Let's talk about Deep Space Nine. And so I was thinking of like some fun little idea of how to do that. And I just did this project quickly, so it's probably got lots of bugs in it. And so the concept is I might want to go to some events. I might want to see my matches. I might have favorited some people because I looked at them ahead of time. I'm trying to find, you know, people who like indie concerts. So I might have some matches or some favorites that like indie concerts. And then I might have some chats going ahead of time before I go to the meetup. Like, hey, let's chat about indie concerts. So that's my profile. And I could always edit my profile. There we go. I'm 32. Actually, I'm older than that, but that was for fun. And music genres. I could choose my genres. I was into metal at some point, and then I just switched to a lot of other ones. Food preferences, probably all of these. Activities, photography, and concerts. And then here's my bio. And then privacy settings, because privacy is really important. Like, you might not want to show everything. Maybe you don't want stalkers, so you uncheck show my location. And so if I go back to my matches page, now we're finding people. There are 25 people to explore. If I go to my matches, I have 24 matches because I'm not being very picky. I just want to meet everyone. So here is my medium match, Lisa Park. She's 31, graphic designer and illustrator, loves yoga, farmers markets, and hosting dinner parties. Cat mom to 3. Interests: photography, indie music, concerts, creative writing. And I match with her on those criteria. Now, if we go back to my profile, I think I had them chosen. Oh, actually, I changed the database directly, so it's not showing here. And there's a bug, so it's not showing the criteria. So, but yeah, we match on those things. Now, I'm hoping this works. Okay, yeah, so this actually does make an LLM API call, and it sends Lisa's profile over to the LLM, and it sends my profile to the LLM, and it describes why we match well. Well, you both share a strong passion for indie music and concerts, which creates an immediate foundation for connection through shared experiences and musical discovery. Blah, 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 blah. You are great to meet and great places to meet. Check out a local indie show together and compare notes on the photography opportunities and musical styles. Now, I made this quickly, so the LLM is like dreaming up some funny things here. But you can imagine, like, we could engineer the prompts or whatever to make it a little more useful to someone and probably more concise, because this is a lot of words. Meet at a creative coffee shop, whatever that means, to share your writing or photography work and discuss upcoming concerts in the area. Now this would be good for, like, if you want to meet them before the event or after the event. And so I might message Lisa and say, hey, let's go to this creative coffee shop in Helsinki and talk about writing and photography. And this is some other stuff that LM just kind of decided to slap together for me. But match compatibility, shared interests, 40%. Biocompatibility, 1%. Whatever that means. So, well, it says similar lifestyle and values. Again, I made this really, really quick. Age compatibility, 95%. All right. Well, she's 31 and I'm 32. Actually, I'm much older, so I tricked the system. Location and availability, geographic and schedule compatibility, 85%. So if you recall, I had the zip code in San Francisco somewhere, and she's also in San Francisco, right in that zip code. And so we're maybe neighbors. And so it would make sense that we go to a coffee shop and talk about yoga and indie music. And, conversation starters. Ask about their experience with indie music. Share what you're looking forward to in upcoming events. So I put this together super quickly, but basically the idea is now I can go to this event and focus on meeting Lisa. I should focus on Lisa because she's most likely to become my, good friend. Versus if I go back to the matches and I see these 24 other people. I mean, Emily, for some reason, she might be sorted because we have indie music in common. We have concerts in common. And then we have these other people. That's really big on there. Okay. Then we have Michael Brown, Tom Anderson. See, I favorited him, but we're a low match. And we're going to see the insights. And it says, honestly, you two have very different lifestyles and interests with no clear overlap. You're focused on creative pursuits like indie music and artistic expression, while they're business-oriented with interests in golf and wine. All right, we should probably not talk. All right, so I'm going to skip that person at the event. But I barely got to scratch the surface on this. This is the analytics dashboard. I just made it real quick for fun. And this is where I can start to see communities. I got 2 minutes left, so I better go fast. Let me zoom out real quick. All right, community detection. This is what a meetup event looks like for most people. It's you and a million other people, and you have a million things in common. You all like coffee or beer or whatever. Now, if I go back and be a little more picky, I could see my community start to form, and I could see that, I should maybe just meet these people. Maria, Lisa Park, Laura, Jane. I should skip Tom and Kim and all of those other people because they're not in my community. My community is right here. Arts focus, indie music, live concerts, music. Versus other ones. There's a tech gaming focus community, which is community number 2. If we go up, we can see Tom, Alex, and Chris and David should probably, meet and talk about gaming or something. And then we have the third community and so on and so on. Now, that's a little bug, but then we have a heat map. We have overlap of who has what hobbies with who. Then we have myself right here and my buddies and who I should meet. And then we have the algorithm descriptions. I won't bore you with that, but we have interest similarity, semantic similarity using the OpenAI text embedding small model. Then we have age compatibility with Gaussian decay function for natural age preferences. Then we have location proximity being 15% of the weight. And then we have some other stuff here that's kind of boring. But then we have Fuzzy matching based on similar words and so on. Fitness, running, and triathlon are considered similar. Star Wars and sci-fi and so on. And then you have distribution. Okay, I'm out of time. Real quick, does anyone have any questions, or should we jump to the next? That was fast. 10 minutes is not enough time.
10 minutes is not a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, very quick question. How do you define the compatibilities?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
How do you define the compatibilities? Because 1% seems very low.
Oh, yeah, that 1%. I'm not sure. That's probably a bug. There's probably some bug in there. But anyways, it's based on the shared interests. That's one thing is in terms of compatibility, overall compatibility. And I showed you the algorithm here. So we have stuff based on interest alignment, bio embeddings. So it reads their profile and uses the OpenAI text embedding, age compatibility. So I don't know. Maybe the age compatibility has to do with that a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Cool.